Hi friends, today we're going to look at some of the other pH calculations you can do with the help of the pH square, which we'll get to in just a moment. So what we've learned so far is that pH is equal to the negative log of the concentration of the hydronium ion, the H plus ion, and that is how you solve for pH. And the pH exists on a scale where you've got 0 to 7 is an acid, above 7 all the way to 14 is a base, and at 7 is neutral. And this is good for all calculations at H+. There is a weird cousin to pH called pOH, which is the exact opposite of pH, kind of like the family member you don't talk about. And so instead of pH being equal to negative log of H plus, pOH equals negative log of, guess what? OH minus. On the pOH scale, it works the exact opposite way. This is pH, this is pOH. It still goes from 0 to 14, but when it is below 0 now on the pOH scale, it's a base. At 7 is still neutral, and above 7 is an acid, so the exact opposite of the one above it. Why do I tell you this? Because even though it adds more calculations for you and gives you another thing, it actually makes your life a little bit easier. So first, it's probably a good idea to write out what calculations we know. We know these two. We know Kw equals the concentration of H plus times the concentration of OH minus. And if you wanted to undo these, you could do that if you wanted to just solve for a concentration of H plus. You know, the opposite of negative log would be 10 to the negative pH. And you could do the same thing for OH minus. OH minus concentration equals 10 to the negative pOH. And you don't have to memorize all these, but you can see how they're all related. Oh, and there's one more. I forgot. pH and pOH, if you add them together, they equal 14. Now you have options when you're going to solve pH problems. You don't need to memorize all these because they're all contained right here. Nope, that's the opposite. This is how things work on the pOH scale. Or sorry, the pH square. Words can be difficult. On the pH square, it basically it's like a roadmap to show you how to solve the problems. Any problem involving H plus, OH minus, pH, or pOH. So for example, if you had H plus and you wanted OH minus, you would just do the math to get there. So you'd have, OH minus is equal to 1 times 10 to the negative 14th over H plus. And if you were given that number, you just slap H plus in there, and bam, you have OH minus. Some of them take 2 steps. So if you had H plus and you wanted pOH down here in this corner, you would just do this step first and then follow the arrow to do this step to get to pOH. So you would take 1 times 10 to the negative 14th over H plus. First, take that answer and then take the negative log of that answer to get to pOH. You just do the math that the square tells you to, whichever direction you're going in. You have options, so you can go this way or this way if you're going from the corners. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Some people try to avoid like this one because it has the 1 times 10 to the negative 14. So some people would tell you that going underneath is a little bit easier because it's the 14 minus, which is a lot more, easy to do on your calculator. But either way would get you the right answer. So if you turn to the next part, I would just going to show you one of each to do them. And you can do as many of these as you want to. I'll have the answers up on Schoology as well. So if it says calculate the H plus of a solution is OH minus is 1 times 10 to the negative 5. You are right here at OH minus, which is 1 times 10 to the negative 5, and you want to go to H plus. So you take 1 times 10 to the negative 14th and divide it by what you're given, which is 1 times 10 to the negative 5th. And when you do that, 1 times 1 times 10 to the negative 14th divided by 1 times 10 to the negative 5th, you end up with 1 times 10 to the negative 9. easy enough. H plus and pH. If you are given, I don't really know how to do the first two, but if you're given H plus and you want, if you're given pH and you want H plus, if you're given pH and you want H plus, just follow the arrow and do what it says. Just says take 10 to the negative pH. So in number 3 on the set, just take 10 to the negative 2.68 to get your answer. And on your calculator, 10 to the negative 2.68 gives us 0.002 for the concentration of H plus. 0.0021 if we're going to round it. And that would be molar because it's the concentration. I'll do one more just so, here I should do a two-step one somewhere. Like let's say number 3 right here. This part, pH and OH minus. So if I have the pH right here, and I want OH minus, I have to get this way. I can do this, or I can do this. Doesn't matter. This is the easier way, as I explained to you, because if you can avoid this, it's just easier to use in your calculator. So if you have pH, you just take 14 minus, I forgot what I was doing. Let's do this one. 14 minus 3 first, and that, of course, is 11. Gets me to POH. I just did this, 14 minus what I was given, 14 minus what I was given. And I want to get to OH minus, so then I just follow this arrow, and it says 10 to the negative POH, so 10 to the negative 11th, which of course is just 10 to the negative 11th. So your OH minus concentration is 1 times 10 to the negative 11th molar. Okay, so I've done a few there. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a good friend to have, especially when you have, you can use it on quizzes and things, which will be very good. So you don't need to memorize all the equations. They're all right here for you. But this helps you solve pH problems a little bit easier, especially if they're not especially when they're in this format. It's pretty straightforward. And the quiz will be like this format too. So good luck with your pH square. Treat it as a friend. Show it the respect it deserves. And everyone take care. Okay, bye.